Hello, and welcome back. Today we're going to be continuing our work on this Brainrot-ish game. This is what we have so far. So we've got this little dude kind of running along this platform, and we've got these, like walls things that you can collide with in order to get your points. And then for now we just have it say, oh, I apparently have mouse control enabled right now. Where it says high is where it's going to show the score. There's probably a better way to show text like on the wall itself using Raylib. And so maybe we'll look at that today, but I think for now this is fine. But yeah, so I want to get like actual gameplay going, and then we can figure out what that looks like to fix that text, because the text is kind of bad right now, but that's okay. And we're doing all of this in a programming language called C3, which is supposed to be like a C killer, one of the many C killers. But yeah, so let's continue. So the first thing that is on my mind to fix, first of all, actually, before we do anything, let's go back to camera other, I think it's called. Where now, okay, no, that's not right. Let's see. So if we go to the C3i, we've got camera custom. No, why is it not rebuilding? Brainrot is up to date. Did I mess up the dependencies in the make file? I did. Brainrot.c3 and raylib.c3i. There. Okay, yeah, so now mouse movement doesn't work anymore, and so we just move this character left and right like so. Okay. The other thing is, while testing, we made these platforms like opaque, but ideally we have what is it, color alpha, just to set it to like 75% opacity, and I think that's how this function works. If we go to the C3i and we say raylib, or no, not raylib, color alpha, it takes a float. It's a little bit unclear what that float is supposed to represent, but this is fine. Right. And I don't even know if opacity works for cubes like this in Raylib. I would hope so, although it's not actually doing anything. What if we just said get color, I don't know, like white with small amount of opacity, or alpha, small alpha. Oh, okay, maybe this just doesn't work on here. That's unfortunate. Let's open user include raylib.h, which is the actual C library, but this one gives us the documentation associated with things. So I say draw cube. It just says draw cube. Interesting. Be a little bit disappointing if you can't do transparency at all. But I suppose maybe we cannot. Oh well, that's fine. We'll maybe figure out something better to do then instead of drawing these cubes, but for now this is fine. Okay, so now I also want to have like a sort of reset process. So here we're going to say target.left, which is the score for the left side. And then we're going to use RL, what is it? Get random value. And let's say between like -50 and 50. And then same thing for right. And then whenever we actually construct these guys, we should do that too. So now they're like actually randomized in score. Somewhat. Okay. Now let's actually have the text show what the score is. So where are we drawing the text? Text is being drawn down here. For the Y, we want to subtract half of the text size. So text size here is probably a float. No, font size and int. So int font size is 30. We're going to subtract font size over 2. Font size. And then we also need to get the length of the text in order to center it that way. And in order to do that, let's say font width, because it's not really the length, it's the width. And let's say RL, it's text width. No, it's measure text. Measure text. Oh, const is not valid here. Okay, so C, and then we're going to measure text, which is takes in the string S. And it takes in the font size. And then it gives us the number of pixels wide the font itself is. So we can say minus font width divided by 2. And so now these should be centered. Implicitly casting C char star to char stars not permitted. Okay. Yeah, so now the text is actually centered, and you can see it kind of moves along properly. Also, we can remove the hide cursor, I think. That is a function that we call right here, disable cursor. So now I can still like gesture. In fact, let me do that. Now I've got a big cursor. Okay, yeah, so now we're here. Now let's make this text show the change in score that would happen if you pass over it. So this is for the left. And then our change in score is going to be a %d with target left. And then can you do like this? Is that how the format string works? Yeah, okay, now it'll always put a plus or a minus. Okay. Font size can stay like that, and then font width is something we're going to override. Same thing with S. And then this is going to be target right. We need to change the mid as well. So mid here, instead of being this vector, which is this, it's going to be this vector. In fact, we can even say vector 3 left center is this. Oop. And then we can say right center is going to be that. And then now mid is going to be left center. And then down here it's going to be right center. Right center. Okay. Let's see. So target could not be found. Did you spell it correctly? I did, but I put it in the wrong spot. Left center could not be found. Did you spell it? Fuck. Okay. That's fine. So let's say vector 3 left offset And then vector 3, right offset. Okay, and then we can use that down here too. So this is going to be target dot pause plus right offset, and this is going to be target dot pause plus left offset, like that. So now we've got text on both sides for the score that's going to happen. Currently this text is like not readable. I think we should also show it for, I don't know. It's a little bit weird because we're currently just drawing the text directly on the screen, which means that it's never gonna like overlap or anything like that. So like if it was, to finish that thought, because I kind of forgot, if we were to show it on like this stuff back here, like this wall, when it's back here, it's not going to be covered by the wall in front of it. And I'm not really sure how one does that in Raylib. I don't know if there's a way to do that. Ooh, maybe there is. This is the example complexity is 4 out of 4. Hell yeah. Okay. Draw text 3D. Is just, oh shit. Oh wait, it's declared. Let's open this example on the GitHub. GitHub.com Raylib examples. That works. And then this is under text 3D drawing.c. I mean, I'm okay with just like copy pasting a lot of this because might as well. Set the text using Markdown? What? Okay. Does this use like any shaders is really the bigger thing. Alpha discard. And that's actually it. Okay. Yeah, sure, let's start copy pasting some stuff. So draw text. I assume draw text 3D. Come on, GitHub. Why are you so fucking stupid? Okay, I assume draw text 3D draws the or uses this draw text code point. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just copy paste everything. So we're gonna say here draw text 3D. Is gonna be no camel or Pascal case. Oh wow, that didn't work. This is gonna be f and void. This is gonna take a bunch of arguments and we'll split them onto lines so that we can actually see what these arguments are. Okay. So I think C3 has a notion of strings. Let's pull up the language reference. Like, I don't think we have to use... Okay, well, it's literally just a slice. But it has a .len, which means Like, we don't actually need this length here, I think. Yeah, so we can replace this with a string. Which means that we can say for, probably for each. What was the character syntax in here? Or the iteration syntax? It's just a colon. So for each C in what text? Let's do this. And I think that should work. So this is going to be C. What is get code point? Is that a thing in here? No, that's a thing in raylib. Okay. So rl get glyph index is probably also a raylib thing. Oh, because it operates on like font. I see. It's weird that this takes a pointer to a character, unless that's needed for like UTF-8 reasons. So let's do that, I guess. Anywhere do we put text at I? I don't think so. I can't deal with these, like, wrapping curly brackets. These are awful. I know it's the convention in C3, but I can't do it. Does this compile? It does not. Okay. The then part of the single line if statement must start with the same line. Oh, okay. That's kind of gross, but whatever. Draw text code point 3D. Okay, so this doesn't exist. This is going to need to be this. What else? This is supposed to be a lowercase g. And then this, implicitly casting char star to C char star is not permitted, but you may do an explicit cast by placing that. That's fine. We can do a cast there. Oh yeah, sorry. C char. Great. I could not be found. Right. That's because we're iterating by character and not by like byte. I don't know how this iteration works. As in, like, so like in Rust, if you iterate over a string, or I guess you can't iterate over a string, but if you iterate by like .chars, then you get like UTF-8 characters. But I don't know if that's the case here. And it's not clear. So let's just use for usize I is 0, I is less than text.len. Then we're gonna let this guy increment I. And then here we're gonna say text at I by reference. Should work. Cool. Okay, so now we need to do what is it? This function? Yes. Yeah. Fn void. Let's split all of this stuff by spaces. Okay, get glyph index is going to be, wait, so RL ::, and then that. Okay, that RL check render batch limit. Like, what is that? Oh, wait, shit. This is using RLGL, which is the Raylib, like wrapper of OpenGL. Okay, so that means that we should probably also link with that. Which means I need to generate bindings. So let's go to this thing again. We'll go into examples, headers, and then we'll say copy user include RLGL into here. So now we've got RLGL, this guy. Yeah, it's a multi-OpenGL abstraction layer with immediate mode style API. Sure. Yeah, and then let's come back out here. Let's copy raylib to rlgl.c3. And let's see, what do we need to change in here? Headers needs to be rlgl. Module name is going to be rlgl. RLGL. Or can I do raylib RLGL? And then I need to update this project JSON, and we can add RLGL, and say, what was it? It was C3C run RL GL into RLGL that file. Okay, valconst could not be found. Did you spell it right? I probably deleted it. Yes. Program completed. So now if we look in build rlgl.c3i, we have all of the things. Okay. Now let's copy this thing here. Great. We can import raylib rlgl. Maybe. And then I think we have to update the makefile to include rlgl.c3i. And now we can make names of all constants must be uppercase. Okay. Const float, yeah. I mean, these can be constant, but no, they literally cannot be constants. I suspect that just means that they're not going to be mutated. Why is that the only error? Did this literally generate invalid like code? There we go. Okay. It would be really nice if we could like do like a global import and just import every function from this module. But I don't think that's really a thing I can do. Right, because we're already importing RLGL. Fortnite, yes, indeed. Thank you for the resub.
Fortnite.
Not needed as a sub-module to sum. Yeah, so this kind of implicitly imports this some foo. And then this looks like it's importing the context, but it's weird because like I cannot, like if I say vector, wait, does that automatically work? Like is vector 3 being complained about right now? No. So it works on structures, but not, like other items. Using functions and types from other modules. So file A. Name required to avoid ambiguity. Namespace required, but a local symbol doesn't. But is there a way to just import the function so we don't have to words, so we don't have to like type the prefix every time? I don't think so. It really does not look like it. This is horrifying. Okay, yeah, it looks like we can't do that. So we just kind of have to go through manually and be like, namespace all the things. That's fine. So, shit, did I just, okay, that's fine. So what, RLGL : I think that should be the right. It's not complaining. Ah, fuck. Yeah, so RLGL : I really don't know why it's re-indenting. Vim, you're supposed to be better than this. Okay, RLGL, that. Okay. Now what? RL quads. And show letter boundary could not be found. Oh, is that part of the example? Let's actually put it right before the function that we're creating. This guy. Okay, and then it didn't like, not possible to multiply int by bool. Really? What, line 122? I suspect that was the wrong line. Oh yeah, show letter boundary is now called just that. No more namespace, that's fine. Letter boundary size could not be found. Yeah, that's true, because it's supposed to be this guy. And it is not possible on line 130. Why is backface a boolean? I guess backface 4, otherwise 0. Letter boundary size could not be, oh, is that another? Yeah. Oh, and I think in here we're actually going to end up removing a lot of this stuff, but that's fine for now. Okay, so it's going to be const float that equals that. Letter boundary color is, I guess, going to default to violet is fine. Yeah, letter boundary color still doesn't exist. What else do we have? Backface. 4 plus backface. Wait. Oh, this just needs parentheses. Okay, so it works now. I guess now we actually have to use this function. The draw text 3D. What are the parameters for this function? A lot of them. So font is, it's just the default font is fine. Okay, there is just a get default font. Okay. These are some configuration stuff that I don't know that we have to... Oh, we're actually probably going to have to deal with them. But that's fine. We'll get to those when we need them. Set the text. That's all fine and dandy. What are the other fields in here? So text is going to be like hi. Sure, we'll do that. I think that's like Norwegian. Position is, that can be just target dot pause plus left offset. Font size can be, so they're using, what are they using? This 0.08 is what they set for font size. When they call this function, do they use that? Let's see. This is a very comprehensive example. Where do they call this function? Get font oh, they just use get font default. Oh, and then they pass 0.08 for the font size, or wait, 0.8 for the font size. Font spacing, they use 0.1. Line spacing, they use 0. Backface, false, and the tint is going to be just white. Okay, so that does nothing. Let's also, since we're here, let's do a draw sphere at target dot pause dot draw sphere v plus left offset of like 0.2 in radius. Just so we can like actually see where we are drawing this. Let's also re-disable the cursor and switch back to camera third person so that I can move the mouse cursor or not. Why does that not let me move the mouse cursor? Oh, I wasn't making it. Ah, that's what I want. Okay. That's fine. What are you complaining about? Oh, did I fuck up the font? Yes. Great. Draw sphere V. Yeah. Ooh. Is RL that. Oh, does draw... no, not this one, but arraylib. Does draw sphere... Oh, it already takes a vector. That, and then we also need a color, obviously. White is going to be fine. So we do that. Do we see where the sphere is? We really don't. Well, that's unfortunate. I was really hoping we would just see the sphere or the text, but we get neither. Why don't we see the sphere? At all. What is the printing in C3? Hello world. Yeah, this guy. So it's definitely being called. That's not a question. Target position plus left offset. Is there like a way to implement custom printing for like a struct? Basically, like, is there a .toString method effectively? So like, okay, let's see. Do they print this action? Guess dot full. What is a guess? Guess is action dot full. No, so they literally just manually do that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is a vector 3. This argument would exceed the number of parameters. Oh, this is supposed to be a print NF. No, print FN. So it's definitely there. But I really don't see this sphere. Like this point should be in the center of a of each one of these like walls. Oh, because I'm drawing at the wrong fucking spot. God damn it. This needs to happen in here. There's a sphere. That's more what I was expecting. Also, I don't know if you can see that. We've got text. It's really, really, really small. And these things are moving way too quickly. Let's do like 1 or like 15, I guess. There is text. It's, let's change the color. Let's make it like I don't know. What color is it right now? It's white. What would be a better color? Violet. Yeah, so you can see it's there and it's facing upwards, which means the rotation is wrong somehow. And I'm not sure if I think yeah, there is some text where it is facing a different direction. So we just need to see how that works. What is the text? The hello world in 3D text, which is probably this thing. This char star text. Actually, we can use it in here. So, where does text get placed? Oh, fuck you, GitHub. Let's zoom in a lot for this. So measure the wave, and then what? Oh, it's using RLGL's like thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's like pushing transformations. That's fine. I think we can do that. And then we just pop it when we're done. I've never used it before, so I don't fully know how it works. I think that broke it somewhat because it's not quite right. It's facing the it's in the right like orientation now. But I think this rotation happens before the vector is applied. Can I do like a RLGL RL? Is there like a translate over vector ideally? I guess not. So we can do left.x, left.y, left.z, and then here we can instead do vector, or I guess 0, 0, 0. So it's gone now. That could very much just be the text could be rendering inside of the thing. Let's add like 10 to the x. Let's add 1 to the x. Yeah, now it's rendering in front. Okay, we're close. We're close. I can taste it. Let's make this black. Let's, instead of adding 1 here, so left offset has 0 in the x. Okay. Let's add 0.125, which is half of the width of a cube. And now it should be drawing on the surface. In fact, it's drawing so close to the surface that it's having some like Z clipping issues. So let's just do 1. And then let's make it bigger. So like, I don't know, 16. That's not how that works. 1.6. Okay, maybe this isn't enough. Still not enough. Still not enough. It's better. I mean, yeah, this works, but you can see... I know you really can't see that it's a little bit in front. Okay, so that's cool. Now we actually have text, and it's working properly. Okay. Now what? So there's this second parameter is the character spacing. And then the last parameter is line spacing. We only have 1 line, so I don't really care about that. Okay, so one other thing, 2 other things, I guess, is, one other thing is it's obviously not centered on the little goal thing. So let's center it. one thing that we need back from this example. Let me just grab this. This thing. So that we can have syntax highlighting and actually a usable interface, because GitHub fucking sucks. There is a thing called measure text. Is there... Wait, does measure text, like just the generic measure text function, work here? I think it might. Let's try it. So, on the Z axis, we need to, so first of all, let's grab this stuff from down here. It's going to take the text. We're going to measure the text. Let's just update this function to take the C characters. Yeah, that'll work. And then we can say usize len is text length, I think, text, which is effectively just a wraparound strlen. No, I take this back. Let's keep using strings. We've got safe wrapper types. We might as well use them. And then here, when we measure the text, we can just do dot pointer. I think that's how you do that. Let's go. Oh, did I close the C3? Let's look at the slices. Or not. Does it not have a thing on slices? Okay, it's part of the arrays. That's fine. So a slice has a pointer. Does it have a pointer function or pointer method or something? Oh, I guess you can just cast directly. No, I think we can use dot pointer. That's fine. This is technically a Z-string, I think. And then this text is now going to be, sorry, wait. So the strings are slices, but the Z string is just a pointer. And then there's probably like a length on it. Yeah. Okay. So then here we can say s dot stir view, which will convert this into a string. And then with this measure text, we can subtract font width, divide by 2. Now it should be centered, except it has an error. There's no member or method pointer. Oh, because it's already a pointer. That's fine. Okay. Implicitly casting C# star to Z string. Okay. Conversion requires implicit cast to float. That is fine. No, yeah, we can just put a float here. So that's wrong. by the way. Why is that wrong? Let's just for testing purposes switch this back to a C-char pointer. Or I guess we're in C3 where they like to put their stars on the left. Why is it being pushed all the way over there? That seems wrong. Oh, because this is measuring text in pixels, not in the world units. Okay, yeah, so we do need a special measure text. What is measure text X? Oh, it takes the font size and the spacing. Oh wait, that might actually just be enough. Thinking about it, because we are let's see, where's the code? This guy. Because we set the font size to be this 1.6, and I think that should handle that. Or wait. Oh, I kind of forgot to, pass the font size in here. So this one's an integer. If we do the raylib c3 measure text. Oh, that's weird. So the extended version doesn't want an integer, it wants a float. Okay, that's fine. Get default font. RL get default font. And then the spacing here is 0.1. Oh, it's get font default, but I already have that in a variable. Oop. It is not possible to cast vector2 to int. I would agree. Oh, this gives you vector2 back, which is probably height and a width. So that's fine. We can use that. So it's going to be vector2 font size. And then we might as well go ahead and say font height divide 2. So that we shift up on the height as well. Okay, font, yeah, it's font.y. No field, right, it's font size. This is also font size. This conversion requires explicit cast to double. Okay. I feel like I shouldn't have to explicitly cast to double. But, okay. So now we don't have text again. That's cool. Did it just like disappear somewhere? I don't super trust this, so let's get rid of that. Oh, wait. Why do you require an explicit cast to double? Oh, also I'm passing this in the wrong location. That's supposed to be there. Now I'm confused. Why is that doing a thing like that? So without it, we get it there. With just the Z, it goes to the right. Okay, that's really weird, I think. I think the coordinate system in my head is messed up. Why do these need to be added? I don't know. I think, maybe something with this rotation is causing those to be weird. Oh, no, the Y needs to be added, kind of makes sense because, yeah, up is, like increasing in numbers. Okay, that's fine. That's fine and dandy. Okay, now let's put this into a function. Draw score text, takes the position and I guess the text as a are there methods for formatting strings into like temporary buffers? I mean, probably, but then you also have to like manually free in here too, which is a little bit annoying. It's fine. We have the temporary buffer already with Raylib, so we'll just use that. Text. And then what this will do is, do I have this copied? I do not. This will take from here to there, pretty much, I guess. So it's going to be that. The font is just going to be this default font. That's fine. And then let's indent that again. That's cool. The S is just going to be text. And actually, I guess this can just be a Z string. No, it can even... No, it cannot be a Z string because we still need the 0 termination for that. Okay, cool. So... and then this is going to be position dot x, position dot y, position that. Okay, now let's use it. So this is going to be draw score text at this position, which I think is already set. Yeah, it's called left center. And the text we're going to draw is S, and this is a Z string. We can cast that into such a thing. And then all of this should be able to go away. And then we can do the same thing right here, where we draw it on the right center, and we're going to draw that. Implicitly casting Z string to C char. Yeah, let's fix that. So this is going to be, where? Right here. This is a C char star. S would, oh, fuck you. Oh, and also we can go ahead and remove this entire thing. Okay, so that's fixed. Yeah, this just needs to be that. And now we've got text to show what scores we're about to hit. Okay, let's I mean, honestly, let's do a quick commit. All of this is fine. Let's do... Yeah, that's fine. Let's commit. So let's add all the C3 stuff. What are we missing? Let's do makefile and RLGL. I don't want to commit the C example because there's not really any point. Let's do draw text on targets. Okay. So now let's do set window hint. Is that what it's called? Hint. What is the function? I never remember because it doesn't make any sense. What is it? Setting? Configure? Config? Yeah, it's config. What's it called? What is the function? Set config flags. And then these are basically like all hints to the windows. So that's where I always get fucked up. But I want this one. I want this one. Anything else that I want? I mean, we can turn off decorations. Oh, not that. That. We probably shouldn't turn off windows or window decorations because of Windows users, or I guess Windows, what is the term? Non-tiling window manager people. Or GUI freaks. Okay. Yeah, let's disable the mouse again. So camera custom. Actually, I don't even think we need to update the camera. Yeah. So let's go back to this and we'll just comment this line out. It's fine. So now we've got our little dude. Something we need to fix is currently you can go off the screen. Actually, because of that, let's bring back the controls. You can go off the screen, which is not ideal. So let's do that first. So where do we do the key movement or the key handling? Right here. If actually, let's do that in here. Position equals the... Yeah, that's fine. If position is greater than... What is the width of our walkway? Is this... It's 200 or 220. So if we're greater than... What? So it's 10 to either side minus half of the player's size. So this can actually, this player height can be done somewhere else. Let's put it right here, I guess. This will be const. Then we're going to say, actually, I guess this can be float max x is this guy. Also can be const, I guess. Oh, actually, constants need to be uppercase. That doesn't need to be constant. I don't really want to deal with changing the casing of everything, so we're not going to do that. But 10 is half of the walkway minus the player's size. max x, then position.x equals max x. And then basically the same thing here, except it's going to be min. And it's going to be minus 10 plus that. And then the same thing here. So if this is less than min, then we're going to set the min. That very much does not work. Something very weird happened though, because it moved forward. See, it moves forward. Or it did once. I don't know, that's weird. Something is wrong though. Oh, because it's not supposed to be X, it's supposed to be... Also, we can just call this max, I think. There we go. Now you can't go off the wall. And we line up like perfectly with the edge. It's not even like... Yeah. Perfect. Let's disable the camera again. So now we can move side to side and use stop at the edge. Okay. Let's increase the speed of these guys again. Let's do like 50. This game is really easy when there's no consequences. So now, let's add consequences. So first of all, I want to draw this. I want to have a score. So int score is 0. Actually, let's start off with like some number. And then let's say draw text in the top left corner. And it takes the text, which is going to be a RL text format of just %d, and it's going to be score. Takes the position, I guess just like this. Takes the font size, takes the color, which can just be, I guess, black. So now we got the score in the corner. Let's add a little bit of padding. Let's make the score even larger. There we go. So now you actually have the score on the screen. Actually, let's make it centered. So char star score text is this guy. Then let's say int score width. Width is going to be measure text. And it's going to take the score text and the score size. And then this is going to be, for the X, it's going to be, we need to get the width of the window. So float width is get render width. Divide by 2 plus or minus score or width divide by 2. Score width. Score width. That guy. So now we're centered on the screen. This conversion requires explicit cast to float. Yeah, that's great. Can I do float here? Float cannot be implicitly converted to cint. Okay, yes, now we've got the score in the center. Excellent. And now let's make the score actually get counted. Okay, so if and then Raylib has some like collide, check collision sphere, check collision boxes. This is what I want. So check RL, check collision boxes, player box, and left box. Is there like a draw cube that takes a collision box? That'd be cool. Or a bounding box, but I don't think so. That's unfortunate. That would be kind of handy, but it's fine. We'll have to just construct the bounding box. Which is just a min and a max. So that's fine. So this is gonna be, do we have a vector 3 min? That's part of ray math, and we don't have bindings for ray math right now. So we'll have to do it manually. That's fine. So min takes the left center and it subtracts 0.25, 3, 10 divided by 2. I think this should work. And then we can implement wherever we do vector subtraction. We can do vector div by an int, no, by a float. It's just going to be x divided by that, y divided by that, and z divided by that. Okay. And then let's do the same thing for max, which is just going to be add that. And then we can do the player bounding box, and that can just be like fixed basically. So it's always going to be the same. Player box is going to be position minus really it's going to be player height divided by 1. Player divided by 2. Player height divided by 2, like so. And then that should just work. Let's just do a print nf, print fn. Collide. Semicolon, of course. Subtraction vector 3 minus float. Yeah, that's fine. Let's also do that. Sub f. It takes a float, and we just subtract with other instead of other, like the vector values of other. Okay, left center cannot be found. Did you spell it correctly? Probably not. Left center. Oh, this is supposed to be position. Fuck off. Sub add. Okay, so it says that we're colliding with the left one. Perfect. Okay, now what we need to do is say if we're colliding and we haven't collided, so we'll have a target dot collided, and then we'll say when we reset, we're gonna say target dot collided is false, and collided is gonna default to false, and then bool collided. That way it'll only trigger once, except not, because we have not said collided is true. Yeah, now it only triggers once, so we can only collide with a target at most one time. Okay, and then whenever this happens, we're gonna say score plus equals target dot left, and then we'll do the same thing with the right side. Oop. Yeah. So now we actually have gameplay that you can do. Oh shit, I'm not sure that this is good numbers to be generating, to be honest. Does not seem to be a very healthy distribution of numbers. And yes, technically you can collide with both sides. So like if I do that, it collides with both. And I think that's okay. I do want to have a visual indication that you've collided with the target. So how do we do that? What if we like do this? What if we say if target dot collided? Actually, no, you know what? Here we'll just say that, I mean, this coloring is getting bad, but target collided. If that's true, we'll say RL ray white. Otherwise, we'll say do the other thing. And we'll make this be a function in just a moment. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I'm wrong. I said that you could collide with both sides, but I don't think that's the case. Because, it's not the case, because it's a single target. So whenever you collide with the left side, if you collide with both sides, then only the left score gets applied. Which I don't care for, so let's actually make it so that you can do both. Do we have tuples? Actually, what is types? Naming differences, compile time properties. No, do we have... Actually, wait. Tuple? I don't think we do. That's fine. We'll have a collided left and collided right. So collided left, collided right. Collided right. And then both collided left and collided right need to be updated. Yeah, and then collided equals false. This guy needs to be left and right. Yeah, so now it only shows the one that you collide with. And then if you collide with both, then it shows both. And we can just argue that that's a skill option so that you can get both things, or you can fuck up and accidentally get like both negatives or something. And then theoretically, if you do just kind of sit in the middle, like actually let's restart and just sit in the middle, you should end up averaging at about 0. Like obviously you'll be all over the place, but shouldn't get too far from 0. Although we are like very much increasing in score. And then I guess honestly, like we should also, so I want if the score is 0, like if the left score is 0, then we're just not going to show it at all. So if target left is 0, if not 0, then we'll show it. And then if it's, yeah, and then if the right is not 0, then we won't show it either. What? Expected curly bracket, where? Line 338? Why? Oh. And then I copy pasted it, yeah, so that's gonna be that. Did you mean the alias S and module that? No, I very much did not. Okay. And then I want to make it more like I want to change the distribution of numbers, basically. So I want to say like, get random. And then get random. And then same thing whenever we set it initially, we're just gonna use this. Get random. Like that. And then we'll create a function called get random, which returns a integer. And then basically we'll say if RL, is there a useful random within the standard library here? Rand. Is there no randomness in the standard library here? I'm gonna say there probably is. Oh, no, I pressed the wrong fucking button. This reference is kind of awful. And then this page takes an hour and a half to load because it's fucking gigantic. I guess it's every function on a single page. Math random. What do you return? Ooh. Okay, you're not a function, you have a bunch of stuff. Cool. How do I get one of these randoms? Oh, I see. Now we'll just keep using the raylib get random value. That's what it's called, right? Raylib get random value. Yeah. So from let's do user include raylib.h get random value. This is inclusive, right? Yeah. So if we say I want 1 to 3, if this is equal to 1, then we're just going to return 0. Otherwise, we're going to say rl get random value from 1 to 50. And then we'll say if rl get random value is 1, then we're going to return negative val. Otherwise, we're going to return val. So that roughly a third are going to be empty. That's not good. Maybe a fourth. Maybe even fewer. Like a sixth. I do just want to have like an or a fairly heavy weight towards 0. Just so that we end up having some blank spots. And then actually, let's change this a little bit so that we get, in this case, we'll do that. In this case, we'll say RL get random value between -1 and -50. Actually, -50 and -1. That way we can then say, in terms of negative scores, we can go up to like 100. So we have a higher chance of getting a big negative number. Kind of making the game a little bit more challenging. And now if you sit in the middle, you very much go towards the negatives. Let's make it even faster. But now, yeah, so because we're using like zeros pretty frequently, you can like dodge some of the bad ones or miss like the good ones. Oh shit, like, and then that one, I hit both of them. I'm gonna be honest, I know why these games exist now. It's kind of like this isn't even like a particularly good version, but it's kind of fun to just watch this. We could have the game speed up over time. And maybe have like more extreme like targets as the game progresses. So like like right now I've got a pretty high score. We could have it be like each thing is either plus 100 or minus 1,000, something like that. So a little bit smarter in terms of coming up with the targets. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with this. Let's take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back in just a minute. So yeah, let's take like let's do a 5-minute break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Oh, god damn it, Sway. Or Wayland or whatever the fuck causes this issue. Okay, we're back. So, I mean, I've left it running, and you can see that we're up to minus 10,000 in score, so we're doing pretty well. Let's see. So I had a thought during the break, and I want to add sounds. I've never used like sounds in Raylib, so we'll basically be learning that, and it'll make it even more Brainrot esque. So first step for using sounds is finding sounds. I don't really know of many places for like game sounds, so it's just like game sound assets. Oh yeah, there's itch.io. Is that still like the top thing? I don't know, but let's see what they have to offer. I don't know if I can get stuff on here for like free. Download now, name my price. Can I do it without paying anything? I can. Okay. Is there like a way to preview the assets? Credit, music. How do I see what the items are? Or is there like a way to play the sounds? I don't want to just download a bunch of stuff. Yeah, maybe we can't preview the stuff. That's fine. Maybe there's a different one, because I do want to preview. I don't want to just download a bunch of stuff and then preview, or and then view this stuff. Like that's just painful. I hope that's not too loud for you. But it is very quiet for me. So I have two sounds primarily that I want. I want like a good sound when you get like positive points, and I want like some sort of bad sound when you get when you hit one of the worst targets or the bad targets. Oh, I guess we're back on itch.io, so I don't know if does this just like go over every sound effect that's in here? Is there anything in here that's nice? Ascending short. That's ambient short. Okay, yeah, no, this is too painful. Download free game sound effects. That doesn't sound sketchy at all. That's not horrible. We could do this sci-fi positive notification. Can I? Hmm. Oh, that's bright as fuck. No, thank you. Hmm. All of these are garbage. Okay, fine. We'll download something on here. Is there just a way to see the files, though? Horror sound effects. Super dialogue audio. Character voices. That's definitely not what I want. Cozy tunes. Yeah, these are all like musics, not actual sound effects. Maybe sci-fi theme? I don't really know how to specify what I'm looking for. Can I look for like point sound? I don't I don't really know. Free retro anime sound effects. Hmm. Sure, let's download this. Oh, I can download individual sounds. Can I? Can I just download the full thing? I don't really like these sounds though, so I don't want to do that. What else do we have? Footsteps we could like have, but not super important. Sci-fi alarm SFX. Oh no, this is like actual alarms. I guess that makes sense. Zip chip. Where did you just download this? Yeah. Okay, so now we've got this here. What is in here? Okay, so we can just unzip that. And then let's hope that this isn't too bad. Let's play Ascending. That's really slow. hold on. I like this sound effect for like hitting a bad thing, and then bloip. For hitting something good, I think. Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? There's a lot of stuff in here. I liked bump. For a bad, I think bump is a better bad, because it's like short. What else do we have? What was sproing? No, that's too slow. 2 beep could work. Yeah, sure. We'll do 2 beep and bump. Now let's figure out how to play sounds. Actually, I want to keep this open so I can credit them. Let's do readme assets. That okay. So let's figure out how. Actually, before we do anything, let's commit the changes that we made already, which were like scoring. Implement scoring. We still don't have like a, hey, you've run out of points or anything like that. I don't really know how to handle that. So we'll just keep it like it is for now. Okay, and then let's figure out how to do sounds in Raylib. So if we just open the Raylib file again, there's a sound thing. So we can load a wave. And these are all wave files, right? So zip chip this, oh fuck, what were the ones I said? I've forgotten. I want bump and 2 beep. Bump into assets and 2 beep into assets. Okay. And we'll say load wave. Yeah. So we're gonna say at the beginning. Actually, hold on. Before we do anything, I kind of want to do a little bit of cleanup of this code. It's not awful, but it's also not great. I want to do a couple of things. So I want to say here, I want this to be target dot. I don't like how we have both collided left and collided right and dot left and dot right. I wish that there was a nicer way for us to do that. Let's introduce a new structure called side, which has an int score. No, effect. And it has a bool collided. And then we'll say side left and side right. Okay, and then we'll have to fix a bunch of stuff, obviously, which is going to be I mean, it can be dot left equals is there a way to just create like I want to have side dot like new or something, like some sort of constructor. Is that a thing that can be done? I don't think so. That's fine. New side, which is basically just going to be side effect is going to be a get random, and then collided is false. And then we'll do the same thing for right. And then actually down here, we can just do left equals new side, right equals new side, and we don't need to bother with resetting that. And then in here, we'll say target.left.color. And then we can go implement this function. Fn color side.color makes self, and it's gonna be this pretty much. So if self collided, return ray white. Otherwise, we're going to return this. Like that. This way, now we can just say target.left.color, and then here we can say target.left.collided, target.left.effect. Actually, we could even be super fancy and say target left collide and pass in score. And then we don't need to do this. And then we can say side.color is going to take void side.collide, and it also takes the score as a pointer. Actually, wait, we're not in C, we do that. And then here we're going to say if self-collided return. Self-collided is true. Score plus equals self.effect. So now this just works like this. And then we can do the same changes down here. So this is going to be target.right.color. And this is going to be target.right.collide with score. And then we can skip that check. And somewhere here, we're missing the return. This doesn't rust. First parameter of method must be okay. Oh yeah. Self. Target cannot be found. Did you spell it right? 265. Yeah. Self. There's no self.effect. Okay, side and int are different types. I would agree with that idea. 367. Effect. Effect. Okay, so we're getting closer. Collide feels like it might be slightly broken. It needs to take self by pointer. Is there... How do you do that? Okay, you do a reference. That's weird syntax, but okay. Bam. Okay, so now we're working. Score is not being updated properly. Oh, wow, that should have definitely been a compile error. Or at the very least, a warning. But, okay, so that works. And then we can still play the game like we were before. Oh shit, I hit both of them. Fuck, I need to stop getting distracted with this. It's not even that fun to play. It's just, I don't know, it stimulates my brain in the right way. Right, back to work. So this bounding box is also something I want to do, but in order to get the bounding box, you need to know the position. So it would have to be a function on the target, which is fine. But then we would have to have like a left versus right, so we still wouldn't like unify them. We could do side dot center, and then also pass in the target. That would work. Or not even the target, but the position. I don't know. It's a little bit weird, I think, here. Let's just leave it like this for now. I do want to have target.reset, which just does this. So here we'll say fn void target.reset by reference. Oh, but we still need starting gap here. I take that back. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, that's fine. Reset goes away. This code and this code are identical, and I don't like it. What is the difference? There is a difference. Oh, the only difference is passing right center versus left center. Yeah, let's create a target draw. No. What are we drawing here? This is side draw. Takes in self and it does stuff. Do we want to also do the collision check here? I don't know. Probably not a bad idea. Okay, so we need to take in the center for this guy. This is gonna be self.color. This is gonna be self.effect. This is gonna be center. This is gonna be center, center. This is box. Player box is something we need to accept. This is gonna be box. This also needs the score. Wait, no, it's just self.collide. And then player box is something else we need to accept. So this is a bounding box player box. And then I think arguably draw is the wrong name here, but it's fine. This is going to be target.left.draw. First is going to be the center, so left center. Then we're going to pass in the player box. And then finally we pass in the score by reference. And that handles everything. Arguably it should also do this. If the effect is nothing, then we're going to return. Oop. And then now we can just do right, right, like this. And this should still work, except we have an issue. Right, so collide. This call doesn't need to pass by reference. And target cannot be found. Did I spell it correctly? I did. Okay, so something is still a little bit fucked. Let's see. So color uses self. Right, this definitely needs to take by reference. That's annoying. Actually, that not taking by reference just kind of silently fails. I think this is a little too addictive. Fuck. Yeah, okay. I think that is quite a bit better. These could arguably be constants. In fact, I take that back. Let's const vector 3 target size is going to be 25 310. Like that. And then this is going to be target size.x, target size.y, target size.z. And then this is going to be target size. This is target size. And then elsewhere we have down here. This is just target size divided by 2. So this is going to be plus target size divided by 2. This is going to be... This one's a little bit weird because it's target size divided by 2. But it's also not. It's target size.x divided by 2, target size.y divided by 2, and it's negative target size.z divided by 2. Okay, this is better. Or I mean, it's the same. It like that's it's good that we haven't changed, that we haven't broken anything, at least that we can see. But yeah, seems to still be fine. And like actually just colliding with one or the other still works. Colliding with both still works. Everything seems to be good. So I think we're cool here. Let's create this function being draw score. Passes in the score, and I think that's everything that should be passed in there. Right, you need to pass in void, which is unnecessary information, but it's fine. Okay, so that's fine now still, too. Anything else that's like screaming? Not really. Yeah, nothing else is particularly like yelling at me. There's probably other things that could be cleaned up, but this is fine for now. Clean up code. And now let's figure out how to use sounds. So what do we figure out? Load wave is a function we can use. And this returns a wave. So like good is rl load wave. And we're gonna load from assets to beep.wave. And I think we need to initialize the audio device. That would, oh, not in here, up here. Oh, I kind of forgot about all this stuff up here. This is fine. Also, let's do that. Okay, so I want to say rl init audio device, and then also close the audio device at the end. Okay. And then we can I guess no, let's use load sound instead of load wave, because that's what we're gonna need it to be, and I don't think, pretty sure the like load wave is if you want to do manipulation over the sound, but I don't want to do that, so we're not going to do that. I think load sound should be able to load a wave file directly. Okay, and then we can say play sound. This is a little bit weird. What if we just do this? Where draw is going to return Boolean, which is whatever this returns. And then this is going to return true and false. Right, so basically we just, for one instance, it returns true, and that is when we initially collide. And then we can play the sound, which is good. I hope this isn't loud, but I'm going to turn down the stream sound for just a minute, just to make sure it's not too bad. So the music should be really quiet now, but... Oh, well. This is one thing. These need to be commas. And that needs to be a semicolon somewhere. Yeah, here. What the fuck is that? False. Okay, that does seem to be rather loud. So yeah, let's set the volume. So that was another function that we had in here, is set volume. Yeah, set master volume. Let's see, something like 0.5. Oh, yeah, it's only working on the left side right now. It's still really loud, but I think, I don't think, actually I take that back. It's not super loud. Kind of forgot what the level of the music was. Okay. So right now it's lighting up every time we collide. That is something I kind of forgot about. Wow, there's like nothing showing up on the left. That's weird. I forgot that we were doing sidedness. Do we have a... I don't really want to pass like good, bad in here. That's just too many arguments, I think. But it's fine. What is held in a sound? What is in an audio stream? Is it... Okay, no, there's nothing like particularly bulky in it. Just wondering if this should be passed by like pointer. But it seems to be fine. This is no longer going to return that. We're going to do that. Collide doesn't need to return anything. This is going to take a sound good, sound bad. Let's split these into new lines. Yeah, okay, and then if we collide, yeah, that's fine. If self.effect is greater than 0, actually, let's have collide return the Boolean still. And then if we collide, then if self effect is greater than 0, then we're going to say RL play sound good. Otherwise, we're going to play sound bad. And then if we go to sound good, we can play bad. And then what was the sound for that? It's called bump. Okay, 415. Okay, now we're getting no sounds, so that's cool. Let's go to this function. Just collide. Yeah, it's always returning false. This should be returning true. Okay, I think this works. I mean, it works as intended for sure. I like it actually. It's quaint, as the kids probably do not say. I mean, it's not particularly challenging, to be clear, to be honest. That would be a nice thing to add. I don't think we're going to get to that today. I would like to have things like speed up as time progresses. I want to change the way that these like targets are generated, because I don't really care for it right now. Like just like the scoring that gets generated. I don't really want to have so many of these like blank spaces. I also don't want these like double blanks that you see occasionally where both sides got generated to be 0. Kind of rare, but not insanely rare. And so just a little bit of a smarter system, like right there, would be nicer, so that we don't have that issue as much. And then also like changing the score as, or changing the points that get shown as time progresses would be cool. Okay, once we get to 3,000, I'll stop. It is actually kind of fun. I've never played anything like that before. Okay, that's fine. So let's open the README. I just want to put a better title here. Sound effects. Add sounds. Okay, very cool. Let's create a picture. Make and Brainrot. I would not mind. I don't know. I don't like the look of it right now. It's very flat. I just don't really know how to improve it. Issues are welcome if somebody has an idea in that front. I don't know that we'll spend really any more time on this unless I get like a sudden idea or something cool. Then probably won't be streaming this again. I don't know if I'll do more game stuff in the future. I'm not really a big fan of game development. This is hardly game development, to be fair, but I mean, the most game development stuff I do is probably Raylib, or maybe check out like Bevy in Rust. But we'll see. Let me add a pause functionality. Just so we can, like, take a nice picture. Where's keybinds? Keybinds. Yeah, this. Is key pressed, key space, pause is true. Bool pause is false. And then if not pause, then we do this. So let's get a fairly high score. And then let's, oh, that's really, oh, we're not unpausing. Can I do this in here? Caret equals true. I can, apparently. I don't know if it's just me, but it really looks like they're moving backwards now. I think that's just me, but that's really weird to look at. Come on, I want to get a good photo. That'll work. Yeah, sure. Let's do this. We'll take a photo like this. Since I switched to Wayland, I don't have my handy tool for taking pictures in of just like Windows directly, and I haven't figured out another tool that I can use. That's fine. We'll add the pausing because it's fine. Add screenshot and pausing. Okay. Now we have a screenshot so you can actually see what the game looks like. That is a link to the repo. And that is going to be all for today. So thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you next time.